Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna make a self-portrait mural. Upside down. Using this. I've been making art with spray paint for many years now. And whenever I do, I feel the urge to paint people. The human face has always fascinated me. It probably is one of the hardest subjects to paint. It's a real challenge getting everything right. It can be very frustrating and annoying, but also so rewarding when you get it right. I've attempted to paint myself in the past, and none of those paintings exist today. I'm not mad about it. I probably wouldn't attempt to do that anytime soon if it wasn't for my friend Smoe, who basically called out all art YouTubers to paint their self-portrait mural after finishing his very own. The crux of the matter? Well, you gotta paint it upside down. And I really didn't know if I was ready for that. Alright, so this is it. This is the one I chose to paint today. The idea is pretty simple. You take a photo of yourself and then you turn it upside down. Then all you have to do left is find yourself a nice wall to paint your mural on. And even though we are lucky to have an entire factory to paint in, I thought it would be absolutely appropriate to paint my mural right next to Smoe's. If you've seen me paint any of my previous walls, you will have noticed that I almost every time put some sort of grid onto the wall. Most of the time I'm using a doodle grid, which will then help me to transfer my drawing, or my photo in this case, onto the wall and maintaining the right proportions. Maintaining right proportions is pretty crucial for making a good piece of art, at least in my case, when you painting realistically or semi-realistically, and especially when you paint faces. As humans, we can sense right away something is kind of off in a drawn face. Most crucial part, you can play around with color, you can play around with light and shadow, but when painting realistically, proportions have to be on point. I must say, painting upside down is actually way harder than you think. It kind of does something to your brain. It's like so weird to know you're painting an eye right now or lips, but it's just upside down. It's just so weird. So bringing the first lines onto the wall took actually way longer than I expected to. Now I got it all in place. It's looking pretty solid in my opinion, and I think I laid out a very good base for myself here, and that entire thing actually might turn out pretty good. Like, I'm feeling pretty confident and pretty good about it now.
I was preparing for this upside down challenge, I learned that it's actually a common technique to paint upside down. The science behind it, in essence, is that our brain learned what certain shapes look like. Without realizing, we then may fall prey to painting what we know instead of what we see, and overlook important details. By turning our reference photo upside down, we can trick the brain to see known shapes in a new way, and therefore we are more likely to not miss out on details we might have overlooked otherwise. And that is probably what makes it feel so weird. On the one hand, we are painting an object we know, and on the other hand, it appears like a random shape. This seems to cause some sort of clash in our brains. So, this concept of painting or drawing upside down may not be new to you if you attended some sort of art school. It seems to be a well-known early stage practice for art students. And even though I've got a background in design and those niches are definitely related to each other in some ways, I never went to art school. So I never got a formal education in professional painting practices. All I know about making art is a mix of teaching myself and watching other artists and just a lot of learning by doing. One of the best books on spray painting realistically, in my opinion, is McClaim's Finest Photorealistic Graffiti. I got that book about 10 years ago and I just had a look at it again the other day and realized how much I learned from it. But only now I feel like I actually hands-on learned how to implement this knowledge and make things look the way I want them to look. I'm going to link that book down below if you want to check it out yourself. And I would also love to learn about your experiences with painting upside down. So feel free to comment any learnings, tips or tricks down below. And talking about McClaim, the cap I'm using here is the McClaim Skinny Cap, which is, in my opinion, definitely the go-to cap for painting details like that.
This entire thing just started up because Smoe called out a funny challenge, and that's what it was supposed to be. But now that I'm done, I'm pretty sure that this is the best portrait, maybe even the best mural I ever painted. You know, it's funny, I'm looking at this piece now and it makes me laugh and it kind of makes me proud, if that makes sense. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing a very well painted piece of art. And I'm looking back 2 years and I see what I've painted there. It's so cool to see the progress and to have those videos to look back and actually see the progress that I've made over the years. And I'm pretty stoked about the result. I hope you are as well. I see a lot of new people coming in here to my channel. If you're new, I hope you stick around. It's getting cold out here. The weather turned from rainy to sunny to very windy. It's 1st of October now. And you know what? I'm gonna go home and edit this video now. Hope to see you soon.
Make sure to check out Smoe's upside down challenge as well.
With some Keks.